Hello, dear students. Today I am going to take here the chapter number 3. The name of the chapter is Ascent of Sap. It's belonging to the credit number first and from subject plant physiology. See, in this chapter, today I am dealing with the two subtopics 3.1 Introduction and Definition Path of Ascent of Sap, 3.2 transpiration pool or cohesion tension theory. Firstly, I am focusing here introduction and definition of ascent of sap. The plants absorb water and minerals from the soil through the root system. The absorbed water and minerals are supplied to various plant parts like as branches, flowers, fruits. For their growth and development, water and mineral is essential. The water along with the dissolved nutrient is lifted up from root and it reaches to the shoot apex. See, all of you know the water is a very essential, and water along with the minerals, it is also very essential for the various metabolic activities performed by the plant. See, within the water there is various minerals like potassium is there, then sodium is there, chloride is there, variety of micro and macro elements are there. They dissolve within the water, and these mineral containing water, it's absorbed by the plant root and its upliftment, or it is carried out the upward direction through the stems, and it's providing to the various plant parts. See, and this water, it is a, you know that it is the raw material for the process of photosynthesis. And this upliftment of the water or the movement of the water in a xylem part. See the definition. Firstly, I am focusing here the sap. What is the sap? The sap, it is a nothing but the water with dissolved mineral nutrients is known as sap. And the second is the ascent of sap. The ascent of sap is the upliftment of water and minerals from root to the shoot of a plant is known as ascent of sap. See here the question is arises, what is the ascent of sap or define sap? The process of ascent of sap circulates or it's distribute the required nutrients needed for their development to all the parts of the plant such as leaves, stem, flower, fruits, etc. The ascent of sap takes place against the gravitational forces and thus must require a very strong forces. See, the ascent of sap in the tallest trees of the world like Sequoia, or there is a redwood tree, the tall conifers, then eucalyptus, in Marathi we call the Nilgiri, which are more than 100 meters in height, is in fact here the reaching this at the highest level or highest height of that plant, water is a reaches. For many years, to understand this phenomena was a challenge for plant physiologists, how the water is reaches up to the 100-meter tall tree without any other external forces. Even today, the process of ascent of sap has not been explained satisfactorily. See, there are two main aspects involved in this process. This include the path of the ascent of sap, and the second mechanism include or second aspect is the mechanism for ascent of the sap. See, there is a upward Translocation of the water and minerals, that means ascent of sap, mainly takes place through the xylem tissues. And see these xylem tissues, here the many workers have accepted that the xylem is a main path for conducting the ascent of sap from root to shoot. The xylem tissues, it is also called as the conducting tissues. This xylem, okay, xylem, it is a complex permanent tissues found within the plant body, specifically the higher plant bodies like a gymnosperm and angiosperm. The xylem tissues, it consisting of the xylem vessels. See the xylem, it's having a three component. The xylem vessels are there, then the xylem tracheids are there, and the xylem fibers are there. And see xylem parenchyma is also there. See these vessels, see all these are the tubular elongated pipe-like structures are there, and these are the main conducting system for the ascent of sap. All these are ideally suited for the ascent of sap from root tip to the shoot tip of the plant body. The xylem tissues from ideal conducting strand or tubes in the plant body, and these tubes are continuous tubes are there and very rigid tubes are there. And see this xylem trachees vessels and fiber, okay, cell wall is made up of the cellulosic material. And see here, at the initial stage they are living tissues, but after the maturity protoplasm get degraded, nucleus get degraded and it become empty, and after that it is become a dead tissues. See the water and minerals absorbed by the root here, and see that soil, water plus minerals, it is a nothing but the sap, okay, that sap firstly absorbed by the root hairs from soil through the epiblema or through the epidermal cell. It is passes to the cortical cell. From the cortex, it reaches to the endodermis. From endodermis, it's moves towards into the pericycle through the passage cell, and it is a finally enter the xylem tissues. Then from that xylem, okay, then there is a xylem strands are there. I'm focusing on a last slide. There is a xylem strands are there, continuous strands are there, and from that xylem, the water and minerals means sap are uplifted to shoot, and it's finally it reaches towards the leaves. See this complete journey means it is nothing but the translocation of water and minerals is described as the path of ascent of sap. See in this figure there is the describe of this path of the ascent. See here the path of the ascent of sap. See there's a two pathways are there. See another pathway. See the sap it's absorbed by the root hairs cells, then it's enter into the endodermis, then it moves into the pericycle, and then it's moves into the xylem tissue, and from that xylem tissues the upward conducting strands are there. Through that the sap or mineral containing water it's uplifted through the stem of the plant, and finally it is a reaches towards the shoot tip, and they distributed throughout the various plant parts, or specifically it moves into the leaves. See this is very systematic representation of the pathway of the ascent of sap. Then see in next slide here the diagrammatic representation of the path of the ascent of sap through the various plant parts. See here this is soil it consisting the mineral, and see the mineral dissolve water, or water, it's dissolve the minerals. It is nothing but the sap. That sap, it's taken by the root hair, absorbed by the root hair, then it reaches to the cortex. From that cortex it reaches to the xylem, and through that xylem strand, see here the xylem vessels are shown here, no, that through that xylem vessels this water get, or that sap, it's up, moves toward the upward direction through the stem, and see then it's goes toward the leaf. See the petiole, petiole, it is the basal part of the leaf, it is attached to the stem. Then that what sap, it reaches the firstly in a petiole, then it reaches into the leaf. And see that then from that leaf there is mesophyll cells are there. From that veins and through the veinlets, yeah, the water is, or that sap, it is distributed throughout the leaf lamina. And see that mesophyll cell, it's also absorb the water, and see that sap, and after that there is a, when the sunlight is a fall on these leaves, then that water it's get heated, and water it's converted into the water vapor. And the loss of water vapor through the small minute opening present over the upper and lower epidermis. This small opening, these are nothing but the stomata, and that through that stomata there is the loss of water in the form of water vapor. And through that cuticle, okay, the cuticle, it is a nothing but the covering present over the epidermis, it is a called the cuticle. And through that cuticle there is also water loss takes place in the form of water vapor. See in a next point here, the second sub point here, the transpiration pool or cohesion tension theory. See this theory was proposed by Henry H. Dixon and John Jolly in 1894. See, the question is asked, who is proposed the cohesion tension theory? Okay, see these two scientists, the see the this theory was proposed by an Irish botanist, that is a Henry H. Dixon, and the there is a physician John Jolly in 1894. See, it is variously known as Dixon and Jolly theory of cohesion, cohesion tension theory, or it is also popularly known as transpirational pool theory. It is one and same. It is only theory of ascent of sap which is widely accepted, universally accepted, and it is fully supported by the experimental evidences are there. See the next here, uh, see the many scientists like as Runner in 1915, Curtis and Clark in 1951, Borner and Galston in 1952, Karmer and uh, Kozlowski in 1960, Hamel in 1967, and Levitt in 1969 have strongly supported and confirmed that ascent of sap in a plant occurs through the mechanism of transpiration pool. See, Dixon and Jolly theory of cohesion has a following importance features. This theory having some important feature. The first, water molecule have a very strong mutual forces, force of attraction. See, if we observe when water is fall on the surface, then that water it flows on one direction. Okay, don't move that like as some drops are away from right hand side, they move, then some are the left hand side, 5 to 6 drop, not like that. Okay, see the water molecules have a very strong mutual forces of attraction is there, and these mutual forces of attraction is also known as cohesion forces. These forces is very high, up to 350 atmosphere. Because of these, the water column will never break and remain unbreakable even when subjected to disturbance. See, in a very uh, high height, okay, then this water column is remain unbreakable due to the property of the water molecule itself. They have a strong mutual forces of attraction, or due to the cohesive forces. There is a very strong forces of attraction between water molecules and the wall of xylem. See, the wall of xylem, it is made up of the cellulose and pectin, and this cellulose, it is a hydrophilic in nature, and that's why the wall of the xylem, it also attracts the water molecules or hold the water molecules tightly, which is known as adhesive forces between the water molecules and between the wall of xylem and water molecules. And these adhesive forces, due to this phenomena of adhesion, water column remain held in the lumen of the capillaries of the xylem vessels. Then next, due to cohesion, water column in the xylem tissues remain intact, and it is a continuous from root to shoot tip and mesophyll cell of the leaves. See, due to this cohesive forces, that water molecule is a continuous in xylem vessels and it remain intact. There is no any gap is there, or there is no any bubble creation, and there is a continuous water column is formed from root tip to the shoot tip and mesophyll cell of the leaves. There is a continuous and therefore very heavy water loss takes place through the stomata during the transpiration. See here, the transpiration, it is a nothing but the loss of water in the form of water vapor through the aerial plant parts. See here, there is a continuous water loss is there through the stomata during the transpiration process. And see, the loss of water create the suction, or it's create the pulling force. Okay, it's create the suction force uh, on the root hairs, and it's also known as the transpiration pool. That suctional force or pulling force, it is also known as a transpiration pool, and the value of transpiration pulling forces is a very high. See here, question is also arises like as what is a transpiration pool? Here the continuous and there is a water loss takes place, heavily water loss takes place to the stomata during the transpiration process, and this loss of water create the suction or pulling forces, and it is also known as a transpiration pool. The transpiration pool, or it is also called as a transpiration tension, create in a leaf is transmitted through the continuous water column up to root tip, and there is continuous column is made. Then these forces of transpiration pool or cohesion and tension, the uplift the water and mineral from root to shoot continuously to any height of the plant. That means here the transpiration pool, it's uplift the water and minerals continuously to very uh, high plants. Thus, the water column in the xylem tissues is under tension due to the transpiration pool. See here, the water withdrawals from the leaf, then tension is created on the petiole, then water withdrawals from the petiole, then tension uh, created uh, within the xylem vessel of stem, then water withdrawal from the stem, then that tension it is created on the root, and then water withdrawals from the root, then here that ultimately there is a suctional force is created, and there is a transpiration pool is created, and ultimately there is absorption of that sap from the soil by the root hair cells. See, because the value of these forces develop is very high, from 20 to 200 atmosphere, it indicates the ability of these forces to cause the ascent of sap even in the very tallest plant. As this theory is mainly based on transpiration pool theory, or it is also known as cohesion and transmittance of tension, or it is known as transpiration pool theory or cohesion tension theory. See here, the question is asked on this topic. See here, 1 mark question like as what is the ascent of sap? Then define ascent of sap. What is a transpiration pool? Then here the 4 mark question asked like that, explain the mechanism of ascent of sap through the transpiration pool. You can draw the second diagram here and you explain one by one. Then see the what is the ascent of sap and explain the path of ascent of sap in plant. I'm already explained that diagrammatic representation of ascent of sap. You explain here that step by step. Then 6 mark question is here. Discuss Dixon and Jolly cohesion tension theory of ascent of sap. It is for 6 mark. Then 2.5 mark question are also there, or it is also called short note questions. Short note question like as a path of ascent of sap, and the see this is question they specifically asked on this topic. Then in a next lecture we will focus on the evidences in support of transpiration pool theory in next lecture. Thank you.